Lexus is doing something pretty bold with the new ES because there are two variants that are totally different from a powertrain standpoint. There is a hybrid and a full electric. The question is, which should you buy? Well, I got my friend Sophie on.
Thanks for having me again, Tommy.
My bestest friend and one of the best YouTubers in the industry, Redline Reviews. He's going to help me choose the winner of today's comparo. And Sophian, how do you tell the difference from the hybrid in this caviar color?
Yes.
To the EV?
Well, Tommy, there's really only one way you can tell in the front end, and that's this little mail slot here, because this is functional cooling for the hybrid model, which the EV doesn't really need.
But what's crazy is same wheelbase, right? Same overall length. So the cars are visually almost identical, except for that little nose bit.
The little mail slot.
And weirdly, the mail slot. And weirdly, the wheels, right?
Yeah, so here's the thing is this one that we're showing you is like the luxury trim. It's fully loaded with an optional 21-inch wheels. I love the way the wheels look on this, Tommy. This is like a classic ES wheel. But then you come to the hybrid version and you can't get a 21-inch wheel on this model, Tommy. Lexus says you can only get it with this standard 19, which I think personally belong on a Camry instead.
Yeah, you know, the wheels on the hybrid are a little dinky looking, and they've got the world's smallest Lexus badge. Look how absolutely tiny that is. And I asked them, why can't you get the 21s? And they said they were prioritizing fuel economy, but it's crazy that the EV, which is all about range, you can get the big wheels.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. I feel like they just want you to gravitate toward that because they're making it look better. Now,
that's a good point. Let's talk about the engine, Sophian.
Yes.
So the hybrid comes standard with a 2.5 liter, 4-cylinder with an ECVT and a hybrid system. Now you can get the hybrid in both front wheel drive and all wheel drive, right?
Correct, yep.
So what's the power on this front wheel drive trim?
So yeah, that one actually has a pretty nice jump versus the old one. It's their 6th generation hybrid tech, 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, 2 electric motors, or 3 if you get all-wheel drive, but 244 horsepower, Tommy, which is actually more than the EV version that we're showing you here because this is the ES350H, so just 1 electric motor on the front wheels and 221 horsepower. Which is
kind of wild that the EV is lower on power than the hybrid. It's actually got a slightly slower 0 to 60 as well.
Yeah, they were saying 7.4 for this and 7.3, I think, for that.
Yeah.
So they're pretty much right on top of each other, but it is interesting how they place the hybrid between the two EVs.
And one thing that's interesting about the EV is, even though there's no engine, there's also no frunk.
No.
Right? So you get a lot of plastic and you get your place to like access your 12-volt battery. That's going to be located underneath there. But if you're looking for a Tesla-style frunk on the EV, you're going to have to look elsewhere. Oh, this is catastrophic.
I was having trouble with that earlier today, so you're not alone, Tommy. I mean, at least they put covers here, because if you look at any of the Toyota EVs, you just see all of the electric motors and the wires. It's not a very pretty sight, honestly.
Now, let's talk all-wheel drive, because it is possible to get the hybrid with all-wheel drive.
Yes, for the first time ever for this for this ES in general.
And what they do is they put a 54 horsepower electric motor on the rear axle.
Yes.
But you can also get all-wheel drive in the EV.
Yes, but when you go all-wheel drive in the EV, you also get the most powerful production and quickest accelerating ES ever, which I guess for ES buyers, they don't really care too much about that, but you could go 0 to 60 in 5 seconds if you guys go for the EV, which is nuts.
And that's 338 horsepower.
Yes.
Yeah, so
crazy.
A lot more power. Now, let's talk about the range, right? Sophian and I, this is where we start disagreeing, because on a tank, this hybrid, unbelievably efficient, front-wheel drive, 46 mpg combined.
Right.
So in theory, you can go how far on one tank?
In theory, you could go like 650 plus miles on this thing because it has a 14.5 gallon fuel tank, and I think you could put regular in this. Although it's a Lexus, they probably recommend premium, but still, 650 miles of range versus that model, which is the best at 307 or 292 with those bigger wheels.
Now, here's my thing. I think that, granted, the range is unbelievable in the gas car, but if you have a fueling station at your house, an EV charger, right? In theory, you can run this car for longer on less money, right? So if you're charged, like the average price in the US per kilowatt hour is like 17 cents, the average price per gallon is $4.50. So long run, especially when you factor in the savings of having fewer maintenance cycles, the EV could be cheaper.
It could be. It really depends, obviously, where you live, what the cost of electricity is, how you plan to use the car. Because if you plan to use it primarily as a city car and you charge at home, in theory, yes, that could be cheaper. But if you plan to do more road trips, I would personally rather be in this.
That's true. No, that's a good point. Now, you plug the EV in over here on the right front fender. So the idea is you can use the Tesla supercharging network, and superchargers are designed to be accessed on either the right front or the left rear of a car. This is kind of weird, the way this works. It's got this electric charge door, which I could do without, but I do love that it's a NACS port.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a game changer that Toyota and Lexus started implementing. But yeah, I mean, they're saying 10 to 80% in 28 minutes at a Tesla supercharger, which is fine. It's not the fastest charging EV.
Yeah, 150 kilowatts is peak charging speed. So it's not like game changing, but I think it's a lot better than the first attempt at EVs.
Yeah,
right. It's the whole 75 kilowatt hour architecture, the range, the numbers are so much better than, for example, like the first generation RZ, which was so down.
I think it was 196 miles of range on that one when it first came out. It was terrible.
It was pretty bad, yeah. Now, here's where things are kind of interesting. Sophia, walk us through like the prices, starting price for both of these cars.
Right, so the cheapest model is technically this model, the ES350E, which starts at like 48,950, something like that, so just under $50,000. The hybrid is like another $2,000 more.
Which is completely flipped to what I was expecting. You know, typically the EV is a premium over the gas car, but that's not at all the case with these two. What's interesting though is the EV can be spec'd in a much nicer trim than the hybrid.
Right, because you can't get the hybrid in the luxury trim. The base trim is premium, but then the hybrid, it offers a premium plus, which you can't get on the EV, but this is the luxury trim, and this is really the one you want if you want like the availability of the executive rear seat. And then it has a beautiful bamboo wood on the inside that you can't get in the hybrid, which kind of sucks.
Which sucks. Like, I love the bamboo wood. It's so cool. Now the pricing on this car, low 60s, like 63, 64.
Yep.
So, you know, it can get pretty expensive. But wait till you see the back seat. I mean, it does some crazy stuff. We'll start there because I want to show this off. So, Sophia, why don't you hop in the executive seat?
Okay.
Yes, I will be your chauffeur today. And then Zach, why don't you come on the driver's side, and we'll show exactly what it does, because it's pretty crazy. I think I probably got to turn the car on.
I turned it off so you could open the charge port door, because I figured out earlier today that you can't open the charge port door when the car is on, which is a little annoying.
Really? Interesting.
You have to turn the car off because I guess maybe it's a safety feature, but yeah, so this is the executive rear seat package that Lexus offers. It's only offered on the ES350E, Tommy. I'm guessing for packaging because it has the space for it, but it's an extra $3,600, and you basically get this armrest. Well, all of them have an armrest. You got this little fold-down panel here where you can actually control your own rear seat. Climate controls, which you can turn on. It has heated and cooled and massaging back seats, which is weird because you don't even have massaging seats in the front, Tom.
Well, I know. I'm not worthy, sir.
But there's basically a button here that I can press, and it actually will automatically move that seat forward, and it takes a little bit of a second to do this. But this, Tommy, reminds me of a Lexus LS.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see it here in an ES, because I wasn't expecting to find that.
And why do you think they did that?
You know, I think they did that because they recognized that they just killed the LS for 2026, and they know that, you know, buyers in this class, they want something a little bit more cushy. I mean, people who buy ESs, they buy these because these are like isolation chambers. Right. I don't want to say it's a couch on wheels because that's technically the Nissan Murano, but but you could kind of say the same thing for the ES. But yeah, so there's an ottoman here, so I keep pushing this here, which
it is a little unintuitive.
It's a little finicky because it takes a second, and I don't know why it keeps shutting the screen off every time I'm like trying to get this seat to move out of. But again, you push it once, that front seat starts to move out of the way, which I'm guessing there's a sensor there to keep, if somebody's sitting there, it won't let you continue to move the seat forward. But check this out, Tommy. It's like a built-in calf rest.
I know.
Like I
very bougie.
I kind of like this, and I can recline the seat a little bit. Although I will say, Tommy, I'm 5'7", so I'm not very tall, and my legs are now up against that front seat. So I don't think you would be able to sit here without having your legs right into that seat.
That's true, yeah. And this is this wonderful Palomino interior. So like when I was filming it, I ended up getting foot marks all over this front seat, which I felt terrible about. But it is a really interesting feature that you know, Lexus is kind of elevating the ES to, like you said, the LS level of luxury. And I really like the best part about this. Look at that door.
Oh yes, the bamboo layer, the layered bamboo, which is also illuminated. There's actually thematic lighting that shines through that at night, which sadly we can't see today because it's so bright. But this is a return to like what Lexus does best, right? Like they got rid of the wood and all the really nice materials, and they started making their interiors too cheap, honestly, with some of their newest stuff.
Yeah, I agree. So why don't you unrecline?
Oh, but I was gonna take a nap in here, Tommy.
I know you were. And then Zach, why don't you shoot through the passenger door here, and we'll talk about the front seat stuff, because there is some cool stuff going on in the front end here as well.
Oh, absolutely.
So first of all, soft closed doors.
Yes, so the soft closed doors are only on the luxury trim. Again, another reason for Lexus to offer the luxury trim on the hybrid, Tommy.
Right. And no massaging front seats, which is a little bizarre, but a lot of really interesting features that you don't find in a lot of other cars.
I don't know
what
why
are
it's
you doing
going.
with the seat here?
I don't know why it's
Sophian?
going. I literally said to, I don't know. It's trying. It doesn't want to go back.
Well, you'll kind of see while Sophia figures out. It does have a heated knee pad for the passenger, along with the heated knee pad for the driver over here, which is very, very funky. Steering wheel is new as well, with Lexus spelled out across the steering wheel. No more L here. And then the center screen, 14 inches. Sophian's got his CarPlay going.
Yes.
So he could read through all of his texts. There's nothing he can do about it because he's massaging back there. But you also have, you know, your screen here for music. You've got your phone connectivity here. You've got your charging screen here, lots of different charge settings. So I find that it's fairly easy to use. Wouldn't you describe it as easy to use?
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I can't get the seat to go back. I keep, listen to that. It's yelling, it's not happy right now. I don't know what happened, Tommy. This is literally off the cuff, but yes, I don't think we're gonna get the seat back into place. But going back to the screen, Tommy, that's their new Lexus interface, like 2nd generation. It's got the wireless connectivity, of course. It's got over-the-air updates. But what I love about it, Tommy, is it has new features like a built-in dash cam. It has their route planning now. So if you want to like put a destination, it'll tell you where you need to stop, for how long you need to stop. I mean, those are all features that Tesla's had for years, right? But it's nice to see that Lexus has finally caught up.
So what I can do is I can say, navigate to York, Pennsylvania.
I would definitely wouldn't want to have to drive that far from here.
You would in the hybrid.
Wow.
And then what it'll do, it's loading, so 2,600 miles.
Wow.
I don't think we're going to make it a one charge. That's correct.
I mean, at least it tells you charge required to reach destination, right?
But you click the button that says add charger to route, and what it does is it'll actually pre-plan all your charging stops for you. Tesla's done this for a long time, but it also has on-route battery preconditioning as well, so to get that battery up to temperature for you. And it will take care of all the hard work and just let you drive. Right. Which is great. It is a little slow, like it's really thinking hard about it, but once it activates, it seems to be really seamless, which is great. So like I feel like Toyota and Lexus, they were so far behind the ball for a long time on their EV stuff. And I think this is one of the first times that they've really stepped up their game. And this is cool too. So like I thought that these were touch sensitive buttons at first, like haptic.
100%.
But they're not.
No, they're actually, it's like a squishy button actually. And it has a pretty nice tactile feel. And I mean, check out that camera as well, Tommy. The 360 camera I thought did, oh look, the seats come back. You fixed it, Tommy.
It's back. It's coming back around, Sophian. Yeah, the 360 camera, really high quality. So they've done a lot of good stuff there. You do have to, I have a question for you about the trunk though.
Oh yes.
And as far as I can tell, this is the same on the hybrid and the EV. So we'll go to the hybrid just to shake it up a little bit.
Yeah, and we can also show a different color because that had the Palomino interior, Tommy. This has the white interior, which we'll talk about in just a second.
I'll show that in a sec. So 13 cubic feet worth of space.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And then no way to fold down the back seats?
Yeah, which unfortunately the old ES never had the ability to do that. You do have that little ski pass-through, which is nice, but I am surprised that Lexus didn't want to add that because I'm pretty sure the Camry has a fold-down
Which is crazy.
Right.
A little bit, because I mean, they've always been so closely related, so that's a little bit of a miss. But then, Sophian, what do you think of the white interior on this one?
You know, I love the contrast that this one has with the caviar exterior and this white interior, but I think I might go with the Palomino. What do you think, Tommy?
I would go Palomino, yeah. I think that the white is very, very nice, but the Palomino is the choice for me, for sure.
Yeah, and also this one doesn't have any wood, Tommy. Instead, we have this checkered material on the dash.
What the heck?
Yeah, which I guess the checkered material is interesting, but this is why I want them to offer the luxury, because Lexus is all about wood. That's what they're known for, I feel like, on the inside.
You heard it here first. From Sophian Bay, Lexus is all about wood. But no, the bamboo is so iconic to the brand. Well, only one thing left to do. Let's get them on the road and find out which to buy. Setting off in the hybrid first. Now, it feels very EV at slow speed, Sophian.
Yeah, so Lexus did a couple of things here for this 6th generation hybrid. One, they dramatically increased the output of the electric motor. It used to make 118 horsepower, now it makes 201. So that's almost double the power. So what that means is this thing can kind of power along on EV power more frequently, and you don't have to depend on the gas engine so much.
And I'm also noticing here on the screen too, we got a number of different drive modes.
Yeah, so there's normal, eco, sport, and custom. I'm surprised actually they do give you a custom mode considering this has no adaptive suspension, but I don't love how it's in the screen. I would prefer physical control, but what do you think, Tommy? I don't think an ES buyer is really going to touch this very often.
I doubt it's ever going to be used. Oh, sport mode.
I mean, it turns everything red too, so it's going to. I guess they did say they were trying to go after a younger buyer with this car, right?
They did say that, yeah, for sure. I think that like overall the instrument cluster is pretty well laid out, and I like that there's like a volume scroll. So that's pretty good. But I could use a couple more buttons for like track advance over here, although a lot of that's still in the steering wheel.
Yeah, the steering wheel itself as well. This is like their first Lexus model that has the new Lexus script here on the airbag cover. What do you think of that, Tommy?
It's becoming a little cliche now.
Yeah.
I think we're going to look back and miss the L because that's been just such an iconic Lexus feature.
Yep.
But it doesn't bug me. And I have to say, like, the ride quality on this car is excellent.
Oh my gosh.
It's so butter, just smooths out all the bumps, and it's just a wonderful experience.
Yeah, this car I've always said is like an isolation chamber. It's a couch on wheels, and they pretty much nailed that for this new version. Even though we don't have adaptive suspension, now we are starting off with the smaller 19-inch wheels, Tommy. So when we swap into the EV with the 21s, I guess we want to see if it makes a difference. But this definitely has the ride quality that you expect from this car.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I think from a feature set, like heads-up display, it's got Lexus Safety Systems 4.0, so that's the latest and the greatest in the systems.
Yep.
And there's only one thing which I'm a little bewildered by. Down here, it's only one wireless charger.
Yes.
But there's clearly like a space for a second one.
So you can actually get a second one on the luxury trim for an extra $75.
$75?
Yeah, like I was just like, why don't you just make it standard at that point for like an extra $75? But it's only on the luxury trim, not available on the Premium Plus.
Interesting. Now, what do you think of the knee warmer?
Yeah, so the knee warmer was taken obviously from some of their EVs, and I like that feature a lot because it allows you to basically not have to turn the heater on if it's cold to kind of preserve range. I don't really think you need it for the hybrid model, but what I love, Tommy, is they were able to preserve the glove box, which before they did not give that to you, so it's nice that they made that improvement.
All right, Sophian, give her hell.
I mean, we've got someone in front of us, but it feels pretty good.
Yeah.
It has that almost like instantaneous power because it's got the EV part kind of adding all the additional torque, and then the engine isn't as noisy as I was expecting it to be, considering the fact that it's this powertrain in like a RAV4, for example, is pretty buzzy.
Oh, he's going to the paddles.
Oh, there's even paddles here. Yeah, like it actually does a pretty decent job there.
Oh.
And we're going 7 miles an hour according to that sign over there that's broke.
That's pretty good. No, I mean, I think that the power is more than adequate for what the average ES buyer is really looking for.
Right.
So I think that it's perfectly fine.
I agree.
And 46 mpg for front wheel drive, 44 mpg for all wheel drive.
Yep.
I mean, you can't beat
that's
amazing,
no,
right?
You can't beat that. I mean, even right now, this has been driven all day by journalists, and it's still showing like 474 miles of range on a full tank at like just over 3/4.
Now, do you think that this drives too much like a Camry?
I just recently had the new Camry, and this car feels noticeably wider, noticeably longer. It's noticeably quieter as well. Like the engine in the Camry was definitely louder when you put your foot down. It accelerates pretty similarly, so in that regard, it's kind of disappointing, but there's something about this car, from the way the seats feel to the smooth leather on the dash, which feels, or on the steering wheel, which feels nice, to the way the technology and the screens look. It definitely feels like a different car. And this is probably like the most like upgrade that we've felt, because ESs have always been criticized for being guzzied up Camrys, but this to me doesn't feel like that anymore.
No, I mean, I think it's by far the biggest departure from Camry to Lexus that we've seen.
Absolutely.
Especially with the full electric. Speaking of which, let's go drive that right now. This Palomino interior is the best interior.
I would 100% agree. And what's great, Tommy, is Lexus offers this color on every exterior color of the car, so you don't like have to be forced to choose a certain color to go.
Oh, cool. That's great news. I just wish that they put this bamboo finish, which looks so good, in absolutely all of their cars.
Yeah, much better than the checkered material that was in the Premium Plus model. It really just gives this interior a much more like elegant upscale feel.
Definitely, yeah. And I think that you said something earlier, which was really smart. It should just be like the Lexus trademark. I mean, I haven't yet to meet someone that really hates the bamboo trim,
right?
But it's so cool. So driving the EV, what are some of the first things you notice that are different?
Well, the first thing I guess that you notice is this model that we're driving, Tommy, is 700 pounds heavier than that car, which is pretty significant, but I don't really notice the weight too much. I mean, because it's down low, so it has that low center of gravity, and this car is even quieter and smoother because there's no engine, right?
Right. And I think that's one of the reasons I really like this car over the hybrid, is as quiet and smooth as that car is. I think that this one, it just takes it to the next level, you know? And I'm just so surprised you don't have to pay $5,000 or $6,000 or $7,000 more for the EV.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely makes it tempting, which is what we were saying earlier. Like, if you plan to do mostly city driving and you can charge at home, the EV is kind of tempting because you save yourself like $2,000 right off the bat.
There is some stuff which is a little unexpected, like acceleration-wise, the EV is, I mean, it's technically it's technically slower. It doesn't necessarily feel slower. Like, if you punch it now, like, it feels pretty good, but it's not like a fast car.
No.
Right?
So I clocked 7.1 seconds in the EV, which is not bad, and then I got 6.8 seconds in the hybrid all-wheel drive.
I think it's the instant torque that makes us feel a little bit more spirited.
Yeah.
But the all-out acceleration is nothing to... It's not incredible.
I mean, it's a relaxed cruise.
Right.
I mean, that's what typical
that's what
ES
it's all about,
yeah,
right?
That's what ES buyers, it's an isolation chamber. And I also noticed, Tommy, we still have the paddles here, but there's now 5 levels of regen as opposed to 4.
Yeah, you got none all the way up to max.
Yes, but the max still doesn't give you a true one-pedal drive because I think the Lexus driving signature does not support that. That's the reason.
Which is stupid. It should just bring you to a stop. It brings you to like 8 miles an hour, and then you got to use the brakes. There's also an option, right now we have it on, but we've got like the simulated sound, which is very kind of quiet and it's not that present.
Right.
But if you really hit it, you do hear like a little spaceship whir.
Yeah. You can turn it off, but you know what, Tommy?
Yeah.
They could have made it sound like an LFA.
Is that what you want in your ES?
Absolutely. I mean,
V10 howl through the speakers?
Why not? I mean, if Hyundai can do it on the Ioniq 5N, like, I want my V10 snarls here on this car.
Right. We still have drive modes on this car. There's an addition of a range mode, which you don't get in the hybrid, to maximize the range. I think that they drive very, very similar, as you'd expect.
Right.
I kind of like the ride quality of the 19-inch wheels more.
Yep.
This is a little bit firmer over the smaller kind of bumps.
Yep.
Having said that, though, I think the overall experience is a little bit smoother with the EV, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's clear, like, if you want the smoothest and quietest ES, you need to buy the EV.
But if you want to go 600 miles on a tank,
get the hybrid.
You get the hybrid, right? But if you want to pay less for running costs, to get the EV. So it's like back and forth. Really, if you want to go fast, you get the 500e.
Yeah.
Right. That's significantly faster.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And then it is there's like, we keep coming back to this, but it's very odd to me that they're so limiting on like the luxury trim to the EV and the wheels to the EV.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to push you that way.
I think so. I mean, this is the first time they're doing an EV, right? So Lexus is trying to make this car more appealing just to see if they can kind of boost the numbers for sales. But I think eventually in the next model year, Lexus will realize, hey, like, people are going to buy the hybrid. I want those features, so you just need to offer those features.
And there is no Camry EV.
No.
So if you want EV, you got to go Lexus. Sophian, we've both driven both of them. If it was your money, are you still going hybrid?
You know, Tommy, I am so torn because there are so many features on the EV that I want. The 21-inch wheels, the executive rear seat package, the luxury package. But at the same time, when I was testing the two cars, the hybrid was slightly quicker. You could finally get all-wheel drive. The trip computer was showing 600 plus miles of range. This, on a full charge, was showing like 260, I think. So for me, I would have to go the hybrid, but at the same time, I might wait until they eventually offer the luxury package. But in reality, Lexus says 80% of people are going to buy the hybrid. I personally would still go the hybrid.
The reason I'm going EV is I like the fuel savings in terms of cost, and I'm just blown away that the full electric, even with 75 kilowatt hours, doesn't cost any more than the hybrid version. So for me, I think that this is the one I would go for if you have home charging, right? Plus, you get the cool wheels. You get the option of the cool back seat. So there's some things that are a little bit of a head scratcher why you can't get them on the...
Yeah, I would agree. It is strange how this car is actually cheaper. Like, we're kind of in an era now where the EVs are getting cheaper than the gas-powered cars, or around the same price. So it's really showing what the manufacturers are offering here. So it really just depends on your lifestyle.
Right.
But honestly, I don't think you can go wrong, and I really do like the package of this car a lot.
Me too. Yeah, it's really, really well done. Guys, let us know what you think in the comment section below. A big thank you to Zach behind the camera. We'll see you in the next one. Oh! Are you still rolling? Thank you to Sofian Bay from Redline Reviews. Check out his channel as well.
Well, thank you, Tommy.
The video's better. He figured out how to move the seat in that one too.